Will slapped Chris so hard, Chris forgot he was a black host. He slapped all the soul out of Chris. Will was like, and Chris was like, oh, oh, wow. Will Smith smacked the shit out of me. Oh.
That's my new style. Hey, have a good summer. Have a good summer, biatch.
What's good, YouTube? Zion Amari Real Spit TV. Will Smith, I need you to make your way to the front of the congregation. This is your Come to Jesus moment.
Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus just now. Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus.
Now, as you all know, Will Smith, aka the Perpetual Simp, got the whole world talking after the entanglement that went down at last night's Oscars event between his palm and Chris Rock's face. Chris made a joke about Jada's alopecia, and Jada was like,
"Oh no, he didn't, Miss Peaches."
And then Will seen Jada get upset, and he was like,
"Oh, you think it's funny, bitch? Oh, bitch, it's funny. Come on with it." Oh, boy, y'all rather piss off that crew than piss off Potter. Oh, it's funny. Keep on laughing. Bring your face over here.
Play that shit.
oh yeah, I'm getting all the jokes out early in this one because I got a major problem with what Will Smith did on numerous levels. And we gonna go through each and every last one, so don't worry. The real spit is coming. Don't worry. But Will smacked the taste buds out of Chris' mouth. Will slapped Chris so hard, Chris forgot he was a black host. He slapped all the soul out of Chris. Will was like, and Chris was like, oh, oh, wow. Will Smith smacked the shit out of me. Will Smith smacked Chris Rock so hard, this nigga forgot what year it was. He thought it was 1991 and G Money had just found out that Pookie infiltrated the Carter. Will was like, and Chris was looking for Ice-T in the crowd like,
Scotty, help me, I'm gonna die.
Chris is somewhere thinking he Pookie relapsing like, and y'all already know, niggas gonna be, he was backstage giving Chris Rock advice on what they would have did if Will Smith would have walked up on them like that. Like,
honestly, man, if that had been me, I would have f***ed him up. I'm dead f***ing serious. I would have got up. Oh my God. Yo, as soon as he walks up here, I was like, bruh, you need to step off. Like, real talk. Go on and back up. Go on and back it up. Ain't nobody here for that. Ain't nobody here for that.
And Chris Rock better than me. Shout out to Chris Rock. Because if Will Smith would have walked up and smacked me in front of the whole world, that nigga would have been going to sleep.
Fuck that!
All right. Now, for the real spit portion of this video. Will is the biggest simp clown in the world at this point. Will is what I call a perpetual simp. Like, there's literally no hope for him. He will be a simp to the day that he dies. And I can hear some of y'all in the comment section already. But how is he simping, Zion? He can't simp. That's his wife. He's defending his wife. He's defending the honor of his wife. Newsflash. His wife, Jada Pinkett, has zero honor to defend. Do you know why she has zero honor? Because not too long ago, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, she got caught up in what she defined as an entanglement, right? And as a married woman, she got caught up into this entanglement. And I know y'all gonna say, but they were separated, Zion. They weren't together at the time. They were separated. Cool. But guess what? This entanglement, quote unquote, was with one of her son's best friends. Yeah, she got into an entanglement as a married woman with one of her own son's best friends. Not only that, This dude was battling depression and drug addiction at the time that she got into this entanglement. Now, I already know y'all gonna try to sweep that under the rug. Y'all already did and make it like it was nothing. Cool. But let's put the shoe on the other foot because, you know, y'all like to talk this equality. And I'm mostly talking to the women that's defending Will. Y'all like to talk this equality shit, right? Cool. Let's put the shoe on the other foot, right? And let's say Will Smith, who's married to Jada Pinkett, and they're separated at the time. Let's say he starts sleeping with their daughter Willow Smith's, one of her friends, right? And this girl is young enough to be Will Smith's daughter, right? And not only is this girl young enough to be Will Smith's daughter, she just so happens to be battling depression and drug addiction at the same time, right? How do you think Will Smith would be viewed if he had did what Jada did? We all know how he would have been viewed. He would have been public enemy number one. He would have been the biggest creep in the world. He would have been the worst husband, the worst father, the most dishonorable man in the world. Okay? It ain't a woman walking this planet that would just completely say, okay, he slept with one of our daughter's best friends, you know, who just so happened to be depressed and battling drug addiction. But it's cool. Everybody would have made Will Smith public enemy number one, right? But guess what? Since it's Jada, a woman, it's different. And to be truthful, this whole situation comes down to the fact that Jada Pinkett is a woman, right? And God forbid somebody tells a joke that offends a woman, you know, because men get joked on all the time, right? And I know y'all probably say, she has alopecia, she has a condition, she has an illness. That's not anything to joke about. Bullshit, okay? Alopecia ain't no damn illness. I done seen 1,000 people say that is an illness. I have an illness. Okay, I have what you call sickle cell disease. And this shit has almost killed me at least 6 or 7 times. Not to mention the fact that it has ruined my life in numerous ways. And guess what? I still laugh about my condition. I got a homeboy. He makes jokes about my sickle cell. I passed out at his house. He jokes about it all the time because he caught me when I was falling out. And guess what? I don't get in my feelings. And as a matter of fact, speaking of which, Jada Pinkett was madly in love with a guy, what was his name? Tupac, right? And you know what Tupac said about somebody that had the same disease that I got, Prodigy? He said, don't one of you niggas got sickle cell, you fuck with me, you'll have a heart attack or a seizure or some shit like that. So her beloved Tupac, who I love Tupac, he poked fun at the fact that Prodigy has sickle cell, a black disease that affects a lot of people. A lot of people suffer from sickle cell, myself included. Should somebody have smacked Tupac for that? Because if Chris Rock deserved to get smacked for making light of the fact that Jada Pinkett has alopecia, surely Tupac should have got hit with a 2-piece and a biscuit for making fun of the fact that Prodigy has sickle cell. Okay, let me reel it back in. I got off into a bit of a rant. You know, let me get back on track. But Will is the biggest sucker in the world for numerous reasons. Again, for one, we know damn well if Chris Rock was The Rock, Will Smith wouldn't have took his ass up there and smacked him. We know that. If Chris Rock was a white man, if Jim Carrey told that same joke, we know damn well Will Smith wouldn't have took his weak ass up there and put hands on him. If Chris Rock was an Asian man, we know Will Smith wouldn't have took his ass up there and put hands on him. So I don't even know why y'all playing this game like Will Smith is about that life when we all know he is not. If that was 50 Cent, Will Smith would not have took his ass up there and put hands on 50. But it wasn't none of them. It wasn't nobody that was a threat. It was little ass Chris Rock, who nobody in life has ever looked at and seen a threat or a challenge whatsoever. Which is why Will was comfortable enough to take his weak ass up there and do that. And it is because it was Chris Rock and Chris Rock only that Will looked at this situation as an opportunity to show Jada that I'm not weak, I'm not soft, I'm not a pushover. Hey, I can be edgy, I can be tough, I can put hands on a guy, I can be about that life, as they say. And that's all this was. I don't think it's all this was. I think Will needs therapy. And I think it's a combination of the fact that he needs therapy, just being with Jada all these years, and the fact that he's trying to prove to her that he's not the corny, soft black guy that Hollywood has pegged him as, or that Hollywood has groomed him to be, or that he really truly is. That's who he really is. But to the people, the women in particular, because I only heard women saying this, to the women saying that, oh, and to the people, women in particular, because I really only heard women saying this, to the women saying that, oh, he was protecting her. He was protecting his wife. Please tell me how you protect somebody from a damn joke. Put that in the comment section. How do you protect a 50-year-old woman from a joke? Because the last time I checked, a joke cannot, physically harm you. Protection usually pertains to, real harm, right? I didn't know women were so weak and sensitive that they needed a man to protect them from a damn joke. But when you talk about protection, that is preemptive. How the hell do you protect somebody from a joke that's already been told? Make that make sense for me. I know you can't make it make sense. You could try in the comment section, but make that make sense for me. Because after the joke is told, the damage is done. If her feelings were gonna get hurt, they were hurt after he said, hey, Jada, I'm really looking forward to G.I. Jane 2. Unless y'all gonna tell me that Will Smith's palm is the neutralizer, the neuralizer for Men in Black, and as soon as it connected with Chris Rock's face, Jada completely forgot about the joke that Chris Rock just told. That's the only way you gonna convince me that Will Smith was protecting Jada. Can't protect somebody from a damn joke that was already told. And again, we're all adults. We learn as children, sticks and stones. Okay? And it's funny, speaking of which, everybody was for, freedom of speech and comedians being free to tell jokes when Dave came out with sticks and stones, and women wasn't the focal point. But now that a woman is getting some of that joke smoke and she don't like it, now let's censor comedians or let's smack them to teach them a lesson. And this situation revealed a lot. Like this should be a learning lesson for a lot of men out there. Get on Facebook and Twitter and look at all the women that's talking about how they love the fact that Will Smith went up there and smacked Chris Rock. Look at all the women. Pay attention to all the women that's talking about how my man better do that. If my man don't do that, he can't be my man. And see, this is how millions of men, hell, 1 billion men since the beginning of time have been killed and gone to prison because somebody said something to a woman that she didn't like. Or she got in her feelings so much that she wanted to see that man get physically harmed. And pay attention, fellas. Do not be simps for these women. Because guess what? You smack a nigga out in the streets for saying something to your girl, for cracking a joke on your girl that she didn't like, and guess what? Your ass might end up in a hospital or dead. Because if you smack a lot of these grown men out in the street, they gonna pull a gun out their pocket and blow your motherfucking head off. Okay? And guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen when your ass is dead, in prison, paralyzed from the waist down, defending the non-existent honor of your wife or girlfriend or whatever, she gonna be getting donkey fucked by the next nigga. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Soon as you go to prison, she gonna be fucking your homeboy. While you in the hospital or after you paralyzed from the waist down and you can't get it up no more, she gonna be fucking the next nigga. So fellas, please keep that shit at the forefront of your mind when you dealing with these women out in the streets. I don't give a damn if it's your wife. Because guess what? Most of these chicks don't have honor to defend. Jada is a prime example. So, because I seen a lot of dudes co-signing this too. It's crazy. Like, I done seen women that didn't agree with what Will did. And I done seen dudes arguing with the women. And these are the same dudes that end up dead and in prison or in a hospital behind some woman that they trying to defend. I've seen it happen numerous times, bro. Like, it's one thing to hardcore, if your woman has been hardcore disrespected, he done called her a bitch, he done called her a hoe, he done, something like that. That's a completely different story. So I'm not saying it's not a time and a place to defend your wife or defend your woman, but guess what? This was not one of them. At the most, he should have pulled Chris Rock to the side, behind the scenes and was like, hey, bro, you know my wife has alopecia. She's sensitive about that, bro. Like that was out of line. You didn't have to do that. And I'm pretty sure Chris Rock would have apologized. But that ain't how Will handled it. And one of the things that really killed me about this situation is Will and Jada actually boycotted the Oscars back in 2016. I think because like they said black people wasn't getting nominated or black people wasn't winning. And this nigga did that just to turn around and come to the Grammys the Oscars a few years later and have a nigga moment. Have a moment where he does some shit that makes white people say, we don't want no niggas in her. This clown at the whitest white tie event in in Hollywood, the Oscars, took the most important moment of his career that he worked his whole life to get to, his first Oscar, and he turned it into a nigga moment, defending the so-called honor of a woman that while they were on a break legally married, engaged in an entanglement, aka was laid up sleeping with y'all's son's, one of his best friends. Was it really worth it? Because this has, even if it don't have consequences, it has consequences because his image took a huge hit. And it would have took, I ain't even gonna say a huge hit. And the reason it didn't take a huge hit is because he did it in defense of a woman. If he would have did that shit in defense of himself, he would have been personally escorted out. The only reason this is not even bigger than it is on the consequence for Will's side, and I heard they thinking about taking the Oscar, is because he did it in defense of a woman. I guarantee you, if it was not a woman's feelings attached to that smack, this shit would be way different. And like I said, I've been on social media reading comments, reading the posts, and this is for you sensitive ass people out there co-signing what Will did. If Will would have did the same thing in the streets, matter of fact, if you would have did it, man or woman, if your husband or boyfriend would have smacked the nigga in the streets for telling a joke about you, and that nigga pulled out a pistol and blew his head off, would you still be co-signing? Would you say, yeah, it was worth it, he had to go, that nigga shouldn't have told that joke about me? Would you really say that? No, you would not. You would say, damn, my husband is dead now because I couldn't take a damn joke. That's what you would say. If you got your damn head blown off and you sitting there staring at the Grim Reaper, or you gonna say, yeah, well, I had to defend my wife's honor. He told a joke about my wife. No, you wouldn't. You would have said that bitch should have laughed that off. She should have took that on the chin. Because I can't come back. And again, she's laid up with the next dude. And everybody that's saying, oh, I would have did the same thing, or my husband would have did the same thing, all you are admitting is that your ass is so weak, sensitive, and emotional that you would take a temporary moment of discomfort and embarrassment, which wouldn't have lasted that long, and you would have turned it into the most infamous television moment in history. Because that's what this is. For a nigga to smack another nigga that's hosting the Oscars on live TV because he told a joke about his wife that he didn't like, this shit is instantly the most infamous moment in televised history. So if you think that joke was so bad, take into consideration the fact that you have now stretched that joke into eternity. Because now we will forever talk about the joke. I didn't even know Jada had alopecia. I know now. You know why? Because Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I had no idea she had alopecia. And that's what happens when you can't control your damn feelings. When you don't know how to take shit on the chin and laugh it off. You make it even bigger. So you have taken an uncomfortable, embarrassing moment and you've magnified it 1,000,000 times over. Because literally, this is all everybody is talking about today. If Jada would have if Will would have just let Jada take that shit on the chin, because I can't act like she went up there and did it, or she made him go up there and do it. He took his simp ass up there and did that on his own. So Will made it even more embarrassing, because if he would have just kept laughing, guess what? The show would have went on, and 30 seconds later, nobody would have been thinking about that damn Jada Pinkett G.I. Jane joke. But guess what? We will forever talk about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett being bald-headed, and we will focus less on the fact that he actually won his first Oscar. So he ruined the most important night of his entire career. And he ruined it over a woman that doesn't have any respect for him, their marriage, hell, even the family. She don't even have respect for her own damn son. Because a mother that has respect for her son would say, you know what? Even though I'm very attracted to my son's, one of his best friends, I have enough love and respect for my son, myself, my husband, who I'm separated with, to not put our family in that situation. There's 1 billion men in the world that I can mess with while me and my husband is on break. So why would I mess with one of my son's best friends? That woman didn't even have enough honor for her own family to say, you know what? Not August. Not August. Anybody but August. And people wonder why that damn boy wanted to get emancipated. I guarantee you, shit like that is the reason Jaden wanted to get emancipated before he was even an adult. When your mama is doing shit like sleeping with your friends, who's manically depressed and addicted to drugs, and she's taking advantage of him, being the goddamn Stella trying to get her groove back, like, who wouldn't want to move out at 16 with a mother like that? And this is the woman that Will Smith ruined the most important night of his career for. That's why I call him a simp. Again, I understand defending your wife. I understand defending your woman. But a title does not make a woman honorable. A title of wife does not make a woman worthy of defense, especially not when you got that much to lose. So, Will, you a whole clown out here, my nigga. And I wish you would slap me. I got jokes too, Will. Jada looked like she worked head security in Wakanda, nigga. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Smack me. I'm just joking, but y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Y'all ain't been doing it. I got something for y'all ass. I'm out. And Chris Rock was tripping. He should have seen it coming. As soon as Will got on that stage, you should have been like,